Oh, Lord, do save us all from this bollocks. Listen to this from Jimmy Dore.
So now we're talking about Donald Trump got let back on, Elon Musk let him back on, and Sam Harris tweeted this out. The prevailing opinion among free speech absolutists appears to be that this platform, in order to become healthy, must helplessly publish the malicious lies of any maniac at scale, regardless of the consequences. Good luck with that. Hey, good luck with you pretending that you're for liberty, freedom of speech, democracy, anything like that. Anything that actually is a Western value. You're not for it. You're a right-wing fucking maniac.
Oh, yeah, he's
Whoa,
a Western
whoa. Let me hear that last part again.
Anything that actually is a Western value. You're not for it. You're a right-wing fucking maniac.
Oh, yeah, he's a Western value.
Sam Harris, the atheist dude, is a right-wing fucking maniac. You know what's nuts? They literally play the clip where he was on trigonometry. This dude said he doesn't care about the corruption of Hunter Biden, saying there could have been the skeletons of children in his basement, he would not have cared. Saying it's not Joe, then talks about the money he got from his shady business deals with China and Ukraine through his son, which already debunks his own points that it is not just Hunter. Well done, Sam, you fucking retard. And said he is fine with those clearly right-wing lunatics over there at Twitter and Facebook censoring the laptop story by the New York Post, which actually does lean more right, all to keep the left-wing dude away from a scandal so that the right-wing Donald Trump does not get reelected. I usually don't like saying this, but Jimmy Dore is a fucking idiot. But here's the thing with these grifters, because that's what Jimmy Dore is. He is a leftist grifter. Because of this, he is still stuck in this deluded tunnel vision mindset where everything that disagrees with him is right-wing. This black and white world that makes no fucking sense to anyone outside of it. He's one of these people that picks and chooses things to fit his narrative and throws it all into a blender, making this grotesque amorphous blob of shite political takes. This is why I'm happy to be outside the norm with my own takes. I don't have to play tribal allegiance to anyone. I can say whatever the hell I want. Jimmy in many ways is more frustrating than your typical dim-witted leftist. Because with those idiots, you know what you're gonna get. Fuck all. There's no mind there. It's a sponge full of old water. You rinse it and you get failure. But with Jimmy, he can often be pretty good at diagnosing the problem, but the man has absolutely no freaking clue about human incentive structures or the nature of power. Which is why, despite his one eagle eye correctly identifying the problems with the state, his stupid leftist sheep brain will still advocate for handing the state more and more power over and over again, no matter how many times that repeatedly fails. He's one of these people that think you can carbon copy the Scandinavian model and replicate it in the United States, paying no mind to the size of the state, the racial makeup of the country, the cultural differences, its resources, or anything. No, it's all just a matter of bureaucratic finesse. But that's how this must work with the leftists. They will never acknowledge reality, because to acknowledge it would require A, common sense, not to mention several heated discussions about certain characteristics of humans that they will never touch in a million bloody years, and B, an admission of defeat. Their whole worldview is ruthlessly idealistic to the point of sheer dogmatic insanity. And you can see this with the way Jimmy talks. He's still stuck in that old world paradigm of right versus left. It's why he can say wildly dumb shit like Sam Harris is a right-wing fucking maniac. I mean, you have to be out of your fucking mind to say that kind of shit. The thing is, the way Jimmy presents himself, I don't think he has any fucking clue what goes through the mind of a right-winger outside of his preconceived political thought bubble. I would love to know what he makes of all of those limp-wristed hippies over there in Qatar protesting during the World Cup, especially considering he gives Sam Harris flack for that whole West is best shtick and being against Islam. I mean, by that logic, he must think the rainbow simps over there are all rampant right-wingers, which again makes no fucking sense because all of the right-wing favor the Qatari government for not allowing the clearly imperialistic leftists trying to spread their degenerate bollocks. Here's a good example. When he was on Adam and Sitch talking about the affair over there in Eastern Europe, ironically talking to two so-called centrists who seem to think America is totally blameless in all of this and who sound more like John Bolton at times, he was on there with Dave Smith, who was a right-wing libertarian who, like him, is also opposed to the Western imperial war machine. Before, you had myself and Aiden, we're monarchists, we're much further to the right, and Sargon, who's now a conservative. He can't seem to get it through his head, either because of idiocy or disingenuousness, that today's right wing is not bush bloody neocons. But again, he can't distinguish the new landscape because he's still stuck in the old world. Which is odd because He seems to be able to identify the state's problems, but then he will still revert to the old left versus right terms which don't work anymore. They still think of, oh, if only we had the right people in charge, we can somehow steer this bloated nightmare into a new world utopia. He and many leftists think like Boromir before he encounters the One Ring. They think it can be used for good without realizing, no, it's just evil altogether. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.